So Joel's looking forward to moving back. Cody's looking forward to the movie coming out, I imagine. You're looking forward to your daughter growing up. I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to getting married.
Wait, are you asking her on this podcast right now?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to 2019. It's an evil year.
I feel so old.
Let's be honest. We actually recorded this in 2018, but it was close enough. So it's still 2018. So I think this is more of a reflection of the previous year. We're not technically to 2019 just yet, but probably by the time you listen to this, it will be. So let's reflect back on 2018 for a little bit.
Silently.
And remember it as the worst year of our lives. No, I was looking back on the year, and I was trying to assess whether or not it was a good year, a bad year, or just an average year. How do you guys think this year turned out? What do you guys think? Think back on...
Oh, like, what do you mean? Like, personally or, like, politically?
I totally changed my political party.
Let's think, let's do first out in just the world in general. Not us personally. Do you think it was a good year for the world, or just this wasn't the best year in general?
Wasn't the best year.
Not the best year?
Yeah. Overall, I think there's a lot of animosity floating around out there.
Oh, Luke's
Shots
getting
fired.
on the downer side.
It's getting political.
Luke's shooting us.
Look
He's
away.
losing it.
He's got two six-shooters.
You think it was bad because of the, what was that? Something fall?
Oh, no, it's fine. It does that. It just does things.
You know what?
Don't worry
Could
about
you get your systems under control?
Yeah, okay.
Jeez Louise, I bring you around
Yeah.
to do a podcast, and you're over there just goofing around with your technologies.
Okay.
We're professionals here, Cody.
Try to get
Okay.
a system under control for once. Jeez.
So you say it was a bad year because of probably the political animosity, but don't you feel like that's every year? That's like every year.
I think this year was particularly bad.
It was an election year. It was an election year, so it was at a peak. The whole, again, we don't talk politics, but the whole Brett Kavanaugh thing, I think, was at its absolute peak. That's when it was, everyone was just going nuts. And
Brett Favre, too.
I think
I hate that guy.
Brett Kavanaugh and Brett Favre, hate those two guys. I think 2019 should be the year where everyone just takes a collective breath. Everyone just needs to relax, because thank God it's not an election year. I know it's not going to get better, but if we could, just for the sake of our sanity, just everyone take a deep breath, relax a little bit.
Take a chill pill, man.
Yeah, the world's
I would,
okay.
but the pollution, Dillon, it's just really bad.
There's always something to find, somewhere that's terrible, and leave it to Joel to bring the mood down. But yeah, I think 2019 should be the year that everyone takes a collective breath and just says, you know what? Let's stop with all this fighting. I know it's not going to happen. I know it's just going to get worse probably, but
I want to fight even more people.
What do you think,
I'm
Joel?
going to get in physical brawls.
Just on the
with
street.
family members.
Well, that's happening nowadays. People are doing that. But then again, that's kind of been every year. I'm trying to think if it's something to where the year was actually bad, or if it's always perceived as, like, when was the last time you look back and go, what a great year? That was a
95.
great year. 95?
95 was a good year.
That was the end of your childhood. That's what the
That
problem
wasn't
is.
the end of it. That was in the middle of it. That was peak childhood. Rocco's Modern Life.
Oh, man, Doug.
Doug.
Rugrats.
Guts. Whew.
Salute your
Yes.
shorts.
Man.
Sleeve shorts.
Hey, dude.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, well, I think every person you ask, their childhood years are always the best years. So that makes me think that, objectively speaking, this year probably wasn't that bad. But if you're a kid, if you're an 8-year-old kid right now, you're born in the year 2010, which is kind of crazy, you probably say this was one of the best years of my life. Probably.
Depends on what the kid...
Because they're ignorant to what's going on in the world.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Well, if their parents beat them, probably not the best
Wow.
year.
Jeez. Well, things took a dark turn. Cody, what happened to you?
It's not always good. That's what I'm saying.
Well, do you think this year was good, objectively speaking, if you take away like the craziness that is politics that consumes our everyday media?
I don't know. It's fine.
Cody has zero perspective on it.
Cody's about to fall asleep.
They gotta do what they gotta do.
What about you, Joel? When you reflect back on the year 2018, do you think this year was great, bad, or average?
It was pretty average for me. I didn't
What's
really
your batting
do anything.
What was your batting average in 2018, Joel?
I know nothing about sports, so I could say just a number and hope that's right.
If you could guess your batting average, what would it be?
In the ballpark, get it?
No pun
Get it.
intended.
Joel's a comedian.
Schmarp.
Schmarp.
No, it was average. That's my answer. My final answer. Take it or leave it. Whatever.
All right. So average. I think it was an average year. I'd agree with you on that. I don't think anything really stood out too much. I mean, there was some things that you could probably look back on and go, all right, I guess that was kind of cool, but it wasn't unique to say that that's the first time that ever happened. At least anything non-political. I think so. Well, do you guys think there is a year since the year 2010 in this decade? I know we got one more year to go. 2019 might provide some interesting things. What would you guys say is the year that stands out the most in the last 10 years since 2010? In this decade, what's the year you go?
I can barely remember last year.
Yeah, the last 10 years have literally flown by. I don't think I remember every individual year.
Luke, you should say the birth of your child.
Yeah, Luke. Geez,
Idiot.
you got married.
I hope she never sees this.
Oh no! Now you've been caught.
I have a child? Well, that's, a given, Joel.
Yeah, Joel.
Yeah, well, that's probably a year. So that was, you got married in 2012.
Yeah.
2012.
End of the world, man.
For me personally, it's a three-way tie between 2012, 2014, and 2016. Those were game-changing years for me on a personal level. I moved to LA in 2012, started a new job. My girlfriend's texting me right now.
She's checking up on you.
Should I read it?
Read it. Don't even. Just read it. Just blind read it. Oh man, this is gonna be bad.
She says,
I want to see you
this
in
is what
shorts.
she says. She just texted me this. She says, oh yeah, I just thought you might be driving. How is podcasting going?
Oh jeez, what a boring conversation.
I try and like this woman, but she just really knows how to push my buttons.
She's like taking an interest in stuff.
She wants to know how I'm doing. What's that all about? I'm definitely going to have to break that off this year. That's not going to be the thing. No, she's great. She's fantastic. But 2014 was the year of the movie, Social Norm for me. So that was a roller coaster year. And 2016, I moved back from LA and got a new job. And so ended the LA years. And plus 2016 probably, I would say, in the last 10 years was the craziest year for everybody. I think on a political level, that was just the biggest roller coaster of a year, and everyone just wanted that year to be over so quickly. So I think those 3 years are a three-way tie for me. All the odd years suck. So next year's going to suck, guys. Oh, no. What about you, Cody?
A couple weeks ago, I drank too much alcohol and threw up.
Oh no.
So 2018 has been the best year of your life.
Yeah! One of the third best year.
I love it.
I don't know.
That makes me so happy that you said that.
I know it does.
You got nothing?
What, for this year? For that year?
For any year.
For any year? I don't know.
What are some of the
The
highlights?
last 10 years.
Jeez. I don't know.
Cheese, you don't know?
Jeez. Yep. A lot of things happen.
Mm-hmm.
They were good.
Cody really reflects on his life a lot, as I have
Every
noted.
year is the same thing.
So you think every year just blends together? There's nothing that really stands out.
No.
You got to try some new stuff.
You know what? You're right.
Have a kid or two.
On accident?
Real quick.
On accident?
With me.
All right, Joel, since these two don't know what happened in their lives, what about you? What in the last 10 years?
Well, I got married in the last 10 years.
Gross.
See? I think that was 2016. No,
So that
2017.
happened. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. I remember everybody's dates for you guys. Here's what happened in your guys' lives. So yeah, that stands out, I guess.
Moved to Seattle. Did something with my life.
Oh yeah, and you're moving back when?
Oh, make
know.
a commitment
Don't put me on
right
the
now,
spot,
Joel, on the
please,
podcast.
Cody.
Make a promise that we have on tape.
I don't know. Might be next year. Might be 10 years from now.
Joe, you promised.
Leaves us in
Keep you
suspense.
I'm gonna keep you in suspense.
You always do that.
It's like the end of Infinity War. You know, we have to wait and see what happens next year.
I don't care about any of that programming.
Yeah, right. You do too.
I watched it and I hated it.
This guy, you watched Infinity War?
Yeah.
Because you didn't understand the
hate it?
context.
It's so damn boring.
What do you?
It's so boring.
It's just an action movie.
I know. It's boring.
It's boring.
Oh, well, we got all the superheroes in one movie fighting the devil.
That was not the right movie, Cody.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was Exorcist.
That's The Exorcist.
Yeah,
Man.
once I went in with the idea that I knew it was just going to be a part one of part two, as I knew I was going to walk out going, all right, we'll see you next year. You know, once I went in with that expectation, I actually really enjoyed it. I was like,
I never even saw the dang movie.
yeah,
How about that?
I mean, it definitely follows a formula.
yeah.
It follows a formula,
But, like,
but
it's
I don't know. I'm so sick of those movies. I
I agree with Cody. I if I see a trailer for a superhero movie, I just turn off. 'Cause I'm like, it's the same freaking thing. Granted, some parts are entertaining. I'll give you that. But so what? Do something original. You've made how many of these things now? Stop it. Change something else. I know because
Yeah.
it makes a lot of money, but still.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you guys. However, just to play the devil's advocate here a little bit, I think the Avengers movies are the exceptions to these rules because they are like the event movies. I agree that every time a superhero movie gets made, it becomes you have to keep up with this, and it is annoying. I want them to go away. I'm kind of done with them. That being said, since they're not going away, the Avengers one, although they are very formulaic and kind of expected, I found it very entertaining, and it's cool to see all these major actors and the characters that we all know in the same flick. And I enjoyed it. It's silly popcorn fun.
That's every movie that's being made right now, though, is formulaic. I mean, you can't make that argument. Like, they're big, action-packed, fun, go eat some popcorn, enjoy a movie, like have a beer kind of movie. Like, there's nothing to be mad at. Like, if you don't want to see it, don't see it. Like, it's just a fun movie.
I'm mad at the world.
Yeah.
I want everything.
You want every movie to be your favorite movie.
Yes.
It doesn't work that way.
Is that too much to ask?
I want things to be brand new. Well, funny enough, you don't watch TV shows that often, and I don't either. I mean, I did a whole video about why movies are way better than TV because they just keep going on. They're very formulaic. However, you got into Breaking Bad this year.
You did.
And
This year?
That was a highlight, yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
He hasn't
About
finished
10
it yet.
years too late.
He hasn't
Too
finished
late.
it yet.
Old.
So he's almost done, so no one ruin it.
Old news.
That is, yep, I think that might be to this day one of my favorite shows of all
Yeah.
time.
It's really good.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I used to hate. Well, I still do hate ongoing series, but this is an exception to the rule.
So maybe this is a highlight for
Ongoing
you.
series as in like every TV show?
Yes, I hate TV shows. Well, unless it's like something like Family Guy that's like separate and you don't have to watch in sequence. Because that's pretty funny to me. So
Like
I'll
the-
watch that.
You know, like The Office? You think
It's
that's
okay. I won't go out of my way for it.
I
It would
will
have to
walk 10
already be
miles for
on.
The Office.
Yeah, that's a good show. No, I watched that a couple years ago when it just finished. But I refuse to watch any show unless it's finished now. The exception being Stranger Things because I couldn't
Oh,
ignore
you
that
did
one.
watch Sherlock.
Is it-
That's not done.
Yeah.
That show technically ends on every episode, essentially. It's just like it's its own movie. They're 90-minute
I
episodes.
thought they continued into each other.
They
Like
do, but it's not required. You don't have to see what
Vaguely.
happens next. It's kind of like Moriarty got away, and maybe we'll catch him next time. But till then, it's like, well, I guess this is fun.
I think there's better storytelling in TV shows now than there are in movies, for sure.
Debatable.
100%.
I would.
Better storytelling?
Yep.
What do you mean by storytelling? Like they?
Better writing. More inventive.
I would say the. I'm kind of. I mean, obviously, there's like varying degrees of quality in shows, but I would say shows have it much easier because they can drag something out and make it very long and like get their whole story in. In movies, it's like, all right, we have to fit this idea within this amount of time, and we have to like make a beginning, make a middle, make an end, and we have to have it all fit in this tight little package and make everybody like satisfied with it. In a show, it's like you can do that, all of that in like one episode and like a billion episodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there is something to the popularity of shows. Like, I haven't seen Game of Thrones yet. I'm waiting for that show to end so I could just binge watch the whole thing. But I'm, between Sherlock, Stranger Things, Breaking Bad, and a bunch of other shows that are out there, there's some solid writing out there. Like, don't get me wrong, like they're fantastic. But I made this point in that video I made about why movies are better. It's inherently, the TV series is flawed because it has to have those filler episodes. Even in Breaking Bad, there's a lot of episodes that you go, this could have been cut. If this was a really well condensed story, this should have been just, nope, we're just filling the time because we had to do it.
I agree that there are obviously going to be episodes that aren't as good as others, and some are just like crap. But to say that it would be better as a movie, I think is incorrect.
No, I'm not making that argument. I'm not making the argument that it would make it a better movie, but I just think in general, movies have the upper hand because they have better story structure.
No, they just have a shorter story structure. They have to get it done within that amount of time. Yeah, unless you're the Avengers and you can just keep going.
Yeah, like they're basically applying that whole method to movies, which is annoying because it's like, can this just end? Like what's the point of this story if it's just going to keep going and going and going? It's like, can we just stop the train here, please? But that's my problem with TV shows is that they're just like, come back next week because we're just going to keep it going just for the sake of it going. And kudos to a good show like Breaking Bad or, like Westworld, that its sustained quality is pretty good, but it can never be 100% in my opinion.
Nope.
Well, I thought all the episodes so far in Breaking Bad are very useful. Except for maybe the fly one.
Mm-hmm. Controversial fly episode.
I know there's a metaphor. I don't know. It was some of the activities.
I don't remember that episode.
Oh, there's a fly episode. He warned me about it before it showed up, but he's spending the entire episode fighting a fly, and it's a metaphor for something I don't know, but like the extent he goes to like kill this fly is like he's like falling off of like the second story off of over the railing trying to fight it. It's just like,
oh yeah, I do
stupid.
remember that. Yeah.
It's like over the top and cheesy. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah, they could have cut that. There's no point.
You can put the metaphor in there, but don't make a whole episode out of it.
Again, filler. Just filler episodes. They had to do something.
But there's some good dialogue.
But a lot of people
points.
like that episode.
Well, a lot of people are
Just
wrong.
because
We call them weird.
Yeah, we call those people dumb.
If they don't agree with us,
You don't agree with my opinion? You're stupid.
you're a dumb person.
So since it's New Year's, do you guys have New Year's resolutions? Do you think New Year's resolutions are dumb? What do you think?
I never make them because I never keep them.
Yeah, I'm kind of have the same issue.
I like the idea of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm the same way. I never make them because I just forget that I made them and I don't.
Like, as I write them down, I get depressed because I know I'm never going to follow through. It's like lose 20 pounds. Oh, God. No, I'm just going to cross it out now.
That's not going to happen. So losing weight was on Joel's list. Is there any ones that, just assuming we're not going to fulfill them, if we had a list of unfulfilled New Year's resolutions, what would they be?
I think probably losing weight would be number one on all of our lists.
Pretty much everyone's list.
Yeah.
Losing weight. Yeah, I think that's always the thing. It's why, like, the 1st of January, gym memberships just go up because everyone's like, all right, I'm going to get in there. And everyone kind of dies out by, like, in the end of the month.
January 2nd.
Yeah, essentially. It's not the first day of going to the gym is the hardest. It's the second day. So they always say. So you're sore. You have to come back. You're like, all right, fine.
We talked about having a resolution for the first time ever, pretty much this year, and that is being less anxious, just in general. Like, I think the key is finding something that is like a quick, like a fairly quick turnaround, something that you can make a decision in your mind, like, okay, I'm gonna like improve my quality of life by like making a conscious decision. It's like
It's called booze.
it's called booze. Yes.
Being an alcoholic.
Being less anxious, letting things affect you less.
I like that one. I've been promoting that one pretty frequently because I think people get caught up too often in stress at work or at home, and especially with the 24-hour news cycle that everything's just on fire, we're all gonna die, and I'm like, listen guys, everything seems like it's okay, like we're gonna be okay. There's a lot of disagreements out there, we will always have disagreements, and I think just in general there's a lot to look forward to. So, and again, like we were kind of talking about this before we jumped on, like how much do you want to let something affect you? Like, you're letting it get to you. There's certain things that you can probably say, this is important and it needs to be resolved, so there is some sort of urgency behind it. But how much power are you going to give it? That's the question you have. So I like that one. I think that's a good one.
How much power do you give your anxiety, Cody?
Mm-hmm.
All of it. I give all of myself to anxiety.
All the power that I have.
Everything that I am is anxiety.
Well, you said that so passionately, I believe you.
Everything that I am is anxiety. Well, Cody's been working on a movie for how many years now?
12?
12
Holy
years. 12 years. I gotta say, that's some commitment right there. That's longer than most marriages.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Time will tell.
Well, the good news is that it looks like 2019 is the year it will be done.
I hope to God.
Well, hold on a second.
It is, for those curious as to what we're talking about, it is an animated film that he started back in 2006. And it looks like, and the release date has always been next year. Not 2019. I'm talking about whatever year you asked this question, it was next year.
The first due date was 2009.
So we're 10 years overdue.
What, like,
That just shows you.
what changed? What pushed the due date out?
I just love that you started this 12 years ago and you're like, all right, I'm going to finish this in 2 years, and then 2 years go by and you're like, all right, I'm going to have to push this back 10 years.
That's what I mean. Like, what?
No, it just got longer and longer. Like, after 2009, it was like, okay, 2012. Okay, 2015. All right, now I don't know.
I have zero clue.
I have zero clue. I stopped creating due dates.
So 2019, though, definitely looks like the year.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
actually, this time.
Yeah, by the summer.
This summer.
What are you going to do with all that free time?
Smoke a lot of weed.
It's legal now.
It's legal. I can do it. You can't arrest me, you sucking cops.
Thought you were going to say something else. But no, that's an event. That's a cool thing to look forward to. I think that's quite an achievement.
Yeah, if I don't embarrass myself.
Well, you can do that. You do that every week when we do this show.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Where are you
Rita
going?
McEntire.
Reba McEntire.
So yeah, summer 2019, the movie that 12 years in the making, or 13 years in the making at that point.
Yeah. Well, it'll be 12 and a half. Because it was November when I started. 2006.
Jeez,
That
Louise.
fateful day in November.
God, if I would have known,
If you would have known
I
how
would've-
long it was going to take you.
I would have not even started. I
What
would
was
have
the
done something
point?
else.
What was the point of no return? I want to know.
Like-
At what point were you like, I got to finish this thing?
About 55%.
Well,
I'd already spent.
what year was that?
Well, that would be about 2013, 2012.
Wow. So you got 6 years in when you said, this is the point of no return.
Yeah.
So at 3 years, you said, I'm not at the point of no return. I need to keep going.
That is
Yeah.
dedication.
That is dedication. I gotta say, I tip my hat off. I tip my hat off to you, man.
rough.
That's
It was-
commitment.
It was super tough.
How many computers have you gone through?
I made it across 3 computers.
Ooh, buddy. Single one animator feature-length film. Wow. And we recorded our voices for this film back when we hadn't even gone through puberty yet.
I don't think it was that long.
Well, I was a late bloomer.
That
You only
explains
did
a lot.
your voices last year, Dillon.
Yes. Yeah. No, so he's got that coming out in 2019. That's the big highlight. What about you? What's the big thing you're looking forward to in 2019? Or at least something you hope could happen. Doesn't have to have. Not need to happen.
Well, I don't know.
Bass Lake
Bass
2019.
Lake 2019 vacation.
Oh, family vacations.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to continuing watching my daughter grow and blossom into a young woman. And
She's growing up so fast.
Breaking down.
Actually, every time I see your daughter, I just go, stop. She's getting so big.
well, she is giant for a 2-year-old.
You ever seen Honey, I Blew Up the Kid?
Yeah,
She's going to be as tall as you. She's going to be a basketball player.
And as Harry.
she's massive.
Harry
What if she was
Madison.
twice as tall as you?
Jeez, yeah, well, she's a dollar.
12 foot
Well,
eight.
it's weird. It's like she'll be standing next to, she's 2.5, and she'll be standing next to 3 or 4-year-olds, and she'll be head and shoulders above them. Like she's just a giant kid. She's huge, and people like it's weird. Like people will be like, why is your first grader in a stroller? Like she's 2. What? Why? Like how come your kid can't talk yet? Like she just learned how to talk.
Doesn't know the words quite yet.
Yeah.
It's getting there. Actually, well, she was, when we were having Thanksgiving, her and I were running up and down the sidewalk, and I was able to talk to her, basically. I mean, we didn't have deep intellectual conversations.
Yeah, she can talk to you.
Yeah, she was like, let's go over there. And I'm like, we can't. That's the neighbor's house. But yeah, that's good, I guess. I'm sure there's a few things there. Joel, what about you? What's the thing you're looking forward to the most about
Looking forward
2019?
to possibly moving back. That'll be fun.
back?
Well, when
Back onto
when we
this.
do, that's going to be just a crappy experience. But once it's over and we're like settled in, then it'll be like, all right, this is nice. But the whole process is just like I'm not looking forward to it.
Moving is the worst experience. I had to do it a couple weeks ago, but it doesn't even compare to moving across states, I can imagine.
Yeah, it's really crappy. It's nothing good about it whatsoever. It's just more expensive, more time in a car, more stuff, more opportunities to break things, more opportunities to lose things. It's great.
And you guys have pets too that you have to transport.
Pets.
Ugh.
You need to crate me up.
You need your own tractor trailer to
One of them horses.
be in a cage. The best thing we ever did when we moved was hire a company to do it for us.
Believe me, I've done moving myself and hiring movers, and hiring movers was a lot less stressful. It was way more expensive than I thought it was going to be. Like way more expensive. Like
Yeah, it's not cheap.
like twice the price. I was like, what? Like, geez Louise, man.
It's not cheap, but
Yeah.
man, it's pretty
We,
close to being worth it.
Yeah.
We hired movers for one of our places in Seattle, and they quoted us like super low, and we're like, okay, that's awesome. And then we like got the bill, and it was like double what they said, and Anissa literally just forced them to go back down to like their quote, just like like pestered that whoever was at like the office like over and over again until they're like, all right, pay whatever you want, just leave us alone.
Yeah.
I envy that. Whatever that is, I envy that because I don't have that. I'll just be like, oh,
either.
okay,
I'll pay it.
What is this? Because you want to argue with them, and at a certain point, you kind of want to be like, all right, where's this going to stop? Like, so someone's got to budge somewhere. I guess it's got to be me. We were talking about it with car salesmen the other day. I know CarMax has already figured this out to where The price on the car is the price that you're going to pay. There's no haggling here going on. But whenever you go to buy a car, that process, I just go, listen, why can't we just start at the end? Why can't you just offer me the best deal that would make you go, I can't offer you a better deal than that? Why can't we just start there?
Yeah, but if you own that business, like, is that what you would do? Like,
well, of course not. But that's the thing, is that's why everyone hates car salesmen. You're like, so dishonest. Like, couldn't you just tell me what the deal is here?
Or just salesman.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a car salesman.
Well, I think they're going to do away with people owning cars in about 15, 20 years in the near future. Not in 2019, but I think in maybe 2029. Definitely in 2039. I don't think anybody's going to own a car. There'll be a few outliers, of course, but majority of the population will have an app that they click, and then you pay like $100 a month. A car just comes by, picks you up, a little self-driving car, picks you up, takes you wherever you want to go. That'll be it. No one owns cars anymore. No more traffic, and I don't have to, worry about doing any of this and wondering how I'm going to get home. Like none of that stuff.
I'll be too dead to care.
Have you guys ever driven a Tesla?
Yeah. Oh, I haven't driven one, but I've been in one.
Did you do the self-driving?
Yeah, it was an experience.
It's weird, right?
It is an experience.
It's like the weirdest thing ever.
It's like the first time someone probably used a telephone.
Yeah.
It was kind of that experience where you go, I've never seen this, because we were going 60 miles an hour on the freeway, and suddenly it's just, all right, it's driving itself down, and the guy just takes his hands off the wheel. And I hear, like, here comes a turn in the freeway. So it's like either we're going to crash into that wall and I'm probably going to die, or this car's going to turn itself.
Yep.
And you just go on blind faith. It's kind of that moment in Indiana Jones where he just kind of like, you must believe, boy. And he like puts his leg out and like, oh, I hope there's a ledge there. And yeah, it just turns, and it's just that moment you're like, oh my God, it's happening.
Yeah.
It's doing it.
Yep. No, it is the creepiest thing.
Yeah.
Especially if there are cars around you. Mm-hmm. You're just like,
yeah. And it's like weaving in and out of traffic by itself. You're like, it's happening. Ultron's got a hold of me.
I just saw some statistic where they did, like, since the self-driving feature has come out and been available on Teslas, the overall safety rating for Teslas while driving themselves is like something like 80 times safer than people that drive themselves. Like, it's like people always get themselves up in arms, like, because there have been a couple of crashes.
Yeah. See, this is why we can't trust cars. Yeah,
but it's like it's like they've driven, I don't know how many millions of miles.
Yeah.
And there have been like 4 accidents.
Yeah. Well, and then that's the funny part too. It drives me crazy when someone goes, I don't trust a car that, see, it crashed. I go, yeah, okay. So it's new technology. They're still working out some of the bugs. But that being said, how many crashes happened by a human at that same moment?
Exactly.
At least like 100.
Yeah. 1,000 times more.
Like, and then everyone's like, yeah, so that's way safer when a human's behind the wheel. I'm like, all right, listen, I know that we're a little scared of new technology, but let's be honest here. Like, this is way more safe than what we're going to do with it.
Well, and what makes every reason why a self-driving Tesla crash is because of a human. Not behind the wheel of the Tesla, behind the wheel of another car.
Yeah. And it's like, well, I think it's a silly argument to be like, oh yeah, well, we can't trust it because it keeps crashing. I'm like, yeah, like 3 times. Yeah, well, in the meantime, we had like 300 crashes by a human in this very moment. So it's so silly. So anyway, so Joel's looking forward to moving back. Cody's looking forward to the movie coming out, I imagine. You're looking forward to your daughter growing up. I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to getting married.
Wait, are you asking her on this podcast right now?
No.
Is she watching right now?
No, she's not watching right now. But by the time this is aired, I will have already done the deed.
Where are you?
No.
Wait, am I going to be there, Dillon?
No. You're not gonna.
Are you going to ask me?
No, Luke, do you want to get married?
Did you know this?
I did. I knew all along.
You stupid.
Yeah. See, I didn't tell him. He swore me. He took my blood.
Yeah. I took your blood and I said, I'm going to share this blood if you tell anybody about it.
Is that in your notes? Did you write that down?
You can check. It's
I think he spoke from the heart on that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, it's not there. You can check.
It says
Propose to Luke.
do podcast. Propose to Luke.
Take pants off. What's that?
Stephen Hawking.
You know, it's people that died. You know, Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds died?
You didn't know Burt Reynolds died? Oh, you didn't know?
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
By the time this is aired, it will already been done.
Okay, which means you can tell us how you're going to do it.
Well,
How you gonna
let me explain some things to you guys. Well, again, by the time this is aired, it'll happen. But everyone's got to swear to secrecy in this room. Joel, you're not included because you're not in the room.
Oops.
But Joel can still email or send Facebook messages.
I'm live streaming Amanda right now.
Exactly. We are going to Catalina Island. And for anybody out there who might watch this episode, on the day it airs, it's probably going to be the time where it's happening, actually.
Dude, that would be super weird. What if somebody came up to you in the middle of you proposing and was like, I saw this.
Stop! What are you doing?
Do it at the Wrigley Memorial.
Yeah.
The Wrigley Memorial?
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Catalina?
I've never been. I'm excited to go. Neither has she.
It's a cool place. Yeah. That would be a weird place to do it.
In the desert. At the...
Yeah.
It's an interesting spot. I call it California Light. It's like a condensed mini community of California. It's really weird.
Yeah. I've always wanted to go, and I've heard good, fun things about it, but just getting there was the biggest obstacle.
take the boat.
That's what we're going to do.
just take the boat.
But I just, the idea of booking a boat.
Do you like already have a plan on how you're going to do it then?
Nope.
Whoa, you're just gonna pick a moment?
Gotta pick a moment, pick a spot. I'll probably do it closer to the evening, if you will. Probably, again, who knows how this will actually turn out, so it'll be kind of funny to look back on, see what I originally thought was going to happen. But I imagine it's going to be closer to like dinner time-ish on New Year's Eve, closer to the time. I know it's very cliche to do the whole marriage proposal on New Year's Eve, but, you know, whatever. I'm a little cliche. What are you going to do?
Yeah, you are cliche.
All right, guys, are we booking our trips to Catalina Island?
Yeah, we're
gotta
going to
go.
follow him. It's called Avalon Beach, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Avalon. You haven't been there. You have been there?
I have been
You
there.
have been there?
Yeah, I have been there. That's how I know about the Wrigley Memorial.
Jeez Louise.
And that building right there.
Yeah, the casino.
Oh, that's a casino?
Well, they call it the casino.
It's not an actual.
It was like the White House or a Coliseum or something.
Is there a lot to do there? Or is it kind of...
No, it's terrible. There's like a nice restaurant with really small streets.
It's not
and
terrible.
old
It's
buildings.
fun.
Uh-oh. I didn't pick a good spot.
Here we
did I?
go.
Well,
It's all right.
I had a good
It's
time.
scenic.
Well, even if I hated it, I think she'll love it.
a
Because
lot
she
of
likes
boats.
anywhere we go. I think she'll enjoy it. Joel, have you been there?
I was there like a 5th grade field trip, so I barely remember it.
Yeah,
There was
this
a lot of snorkeling involved.
Wait, are you thinking of Anacapa Island or Catalina Island?
Catalina Island. We stayed there for like the weekend.
Ooh, interesting. Well,
How about just Islands Restaurant?
should take her out of there. I bought you this burger. Oh, by the way, you want to spend the rest of your life
You
with
want a
me?
big wave?
Here you go. Yeah, but I just went and bought the Ring last week, and man, it was so awkward.
The DVD.
About the Ring. I love a good horror movie when I see one.
Little side note there.
By the way, I like a good horror movie. I bought a
Should be
Ring.
inside the DVD case.
No, but I went to go buy the Ring because my girlfriend is not big on expensive jewelry. She doesn't care for it that much, and so if I bought something really expensive, she was probably going to feel really anxious wearing it. She'd probably wear it just out of being nice to me, but I think she would probably prefer something cheap. But that's kind of the dilemma I was in, is that how do I buy something that shows that I really care about her?
Funyun.
That's like a Funyun.
Give her a Funyun.
Onion ring that can just go right on there. That's what The Simpsons did. So I had to go in. I was just like, all right, I'm going to find a happy medium here. $1,000. I think that's okay. I think that's enough to say like, this isn't expensive, but it's not cheap either. And I think she'll wear it because anything over that, she'll probably be like, listen,
Do you have it here now?
not at this very location, but in this house. Yes. You're going to see it.
Looking for it.
Isn't it bad luck to show the ring to anybody besides?
No?
There ain't no such thing as bad luck.
I don't believe in superstition anymore.
Yeah,
It's
all
bad
a
luck
joke.
to see the bride on the wedding day before you get married.
Oh well.
In her dress.
Ugh. I'm gonna be blindfolded through my whole wedding. I'm not gonna look at all. But it was awkward because I had to go in there. I was like $1,000, and of course they're trying to upsell you, just like the car salesmen do. And they're just like, I'm like, I have $1,000 budget. Show me the rings that it costs $1,000. And they're like, well, we have these ones over here, and the price tag says like 3,500, $400. And I'm clearly looking at the rings that say like 1,000, 1,200. I'm like, those are the ones I want. They're like, yeah, but you would rather. I'm like, lady, listen.
Where'd you go?
Fox's Fine Jewelry.
You didn't go to K Jewelers?
Yeah, I didn't go to Jared.
Every kiss begins with K.
Every kiss begins with K. I went to Jewelry Couture across from the mall.
Interesting.
It was good.
Nice. Joel, where'd you go for your wedding ring?
I went to Robinson's Brothers.
That's like
really good.
that's like super fancy.
I know.
Robinson's May.
I paid a lot for it.
I paid a lot of money for that ring. Yeah, and the fact that you had to carry that around with you in Costa Rica, I'm sure was probably stressful.
Yeah. Traveling with it is not the best, but
Yeah.
You actually carried my ring.
Yeah, that was a stressful moment. Dude. And there was a moment where she almost caught us.
Yeah, I
Because
remember that.
she was walking up ahead with her friend, and you and I were in the back, and essentially, like, there was going to be a handoff that I was going to give to Luke with the ring because he didn't want his, girlfriend at the time to like give him a hug and feel the ring in his pocket. So I had to carry it. So we had to do a transfer, and when we were about to do the transfer, she turns around in like a split second and just looks at both of us, and it was the almost gotcha moment. And it was like, oh my gosh, this is the most stressful thing.
I've never been so stressed out in my
Yeah,
whole
I
life.
remember that car ride over there and everything. It was just, I could just tell we were just like,
Just shaking the whole time.
I was so relieved when it was over. As soon as you did it, I was like, oh, okay, now I can enjoy this day.
We can all have fun now.
Now I can take a deep sigh of relief.
I made the mistake of doing it in front of everyone that we know. You guys did it right. You're like, I'm going to have a private, nice moment.
I don't know how you did that.
yeah, I definitely, that's not what first of all, my girlfriend hates being the center of attention. And I was like, there's no way I could do this as a spectacle. She's not all about that anyway. But plus, I'm just kind of like, if you're into that, great, do it. But I don't know how you had the balls to go to go to like the center of Disneyland, like by the Walt Disney and Mickey statue, and just like right here, I'm gonna do it. Like, dude, like we're in the most like populated area ever, man. You got some stones on you.
Yeah, I don't even I blacked out.
We had that on video too. The whole experience. Yeah, you did black out. You fell over. She said no. She ran out. We all rode.
Mickey came out and gave me CPR. Come back! Come back!
Stressed out.
Thanks, Mickey. I love you more.
It was Mickey Rourke.
Thanks, Mickey Rourke.
Yo, come on, man.
Who can do CPR? You see Mickey Rourke running there.
I don't know what Mickey Rourke sounds like.
That is the dumbest thing ever. Anyways, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting year. So big changes for everybody here, I think. We got marriages, long time movie releases, and your children growing more. Probably, I'm guessing child number 2 will be...
Look, I didn't want to say anything.
Child number 2... I'm
Another
predicting
announcement?
Before the end of the year, there will be child number 2 on the way. That's my guess.
I'm not going to say a word.
Don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, you're trying.
All right. Well, anyway, so we have some really exciting things coming in 2019 on this show. There's going to be a few changes, some things we're going to be doing that's going to be really exciting, but you're going to love it. I swear. It's really going to be fun. But anyway, we appreciate you guys joining us in 2018, and we look forward to 2019 with you guys. So let's just start it off right by you subscribing to that YouTube channel or checking us out on that SoundCloud and that iTunes and that Facebook and that Twitter and that Instagram. Luke gives it the thumbs up, as he always does. Oh. So let's start things off right and have a good marriage like this. You and the viewer.
Dear God. 2 thumbs way up. We lost it.
All right. Well, anyway, we are That Cousin Show, and we will see you guys next week. Adios.
Peace out, Homeside.